Pesachim Daf Samach Vav. Today's email comes from Jay Nathanson from Woodmere. He says that in his shul, everybody left, and he was the only one that remained to give the shir this Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And he says the shul that he's going to give it in is his shul Beis Ephraim Yitzchak, which is also known, aka Island Shul. By the way, the shul proudly boasts Binyamin Schwartz as one of the members. Be'ezer Hashem. We're giving Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Now that I'm following Shiurim, I was encouraged to try to give the shir this week. Attached is me about to give the shir on the daf. Kol Tov, and keep up the great work. Hashtag more kutach. We're very proud of you. We encourage everybody to try to give a shir. It's an amazing accomplishment. The Gemara tells us that Bnei Beseira, the sons of Beseira who were Nasiim, they were in charge of the Sanhedrin, they forgot the basic halacha that bringing the carbon Pesach, shechting it on Shabbos, you push off Shabbos. Like this year, where Erev Pesach falls on Shabbos, you shecht on Shabbos. They said, what should we do? We don't know the halachas. They said, Hillel just came to town. Why don't you ask Hillel? He served Shmaya Naftali, and he for sure knows. They asked Hillel, and Hillel said, of course, look, every Shabbos you bring at least 4 korbanos. On Yom Tov falls out on Shabbos, you bring many more. So there's at least 200 korbanos that you bring on a typical year on Shabbos that push off Shabbos. What do you bring? You bring 2 tmidim and 2 musafim. A tamid, there's no Isser Kares, so certainly a carbon pesach, there's an Isser Kares, you should push off Shabbos. So they said, that's not a great kavachomer because a carbon tamid comes every single day, and every single day is more powerful than Kares. Another thing, carbon tamid is kalil. You put it on the mizbeach, the kohen doesn't get anything. It's all consumed. It all goes to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So maybe that's why it pushes off Shabbos. So he said, I realize you don't know Xer Shava. There's a Xer Shava that came from Moshe Rabbeinu and Sinai. You didn't hear it. That's a problem. But I thought maybe you'll use your own common sense. You don't like the common sense, so now I'll tell you the Xer Shava. There's the word May'adoi by Pesach and the word May'adoi by Carbon Tamid. And just like Carbon Tamid pushes off Shabbos, as we say every Shabbos in Musaf, Oilas Shabbos b'Shabbatoi, meaning the carbon musaf that we bring every Shabbos, al Oilas HaTamid, in addition to the Oila Tamid. In other words, the Oila Tamid pushes off Shabbos. They were very impressed, Bnei Beseira, with Hillel, and they said, you know what? You have to be our Nasi. We're going to step down, you be in charge. So Hillel started darshaning, Hilchas HaPesach was before Pesach. But then he started sticking in a little musar, and he started shepherding them. And he said, you know why you forgot the halachas? Because you didn't serve Shmaya Naftalian. The Gemara says, and he used the lashon, you're atzlanim, you're lazy, you should have served Shmaya Naftalian. So they asked him a simple halacha. This year, they tell him, tomorrow is Erev Pesach, which falls on Shabbos. What if somebody forgets his knife? Can he carry it on Shabbos? Phil said, I knew this halacha and I forgot it, and that was his punishment for giving them musar like that. He said, Klai Yisrael, if they're not themselves Nevi'im, they're the sons of Nevi'im, let's see what they do. In fact, the following day, some say it was that day, Erev Pesach, they noticed how Klai Yisrael put the knives on the sheep, within the wool of the sheep, and that's how the sheep carried it to the Beis Hamikdash. And if it was a goat, they put it between the horns of the goat. The Gemara says that Hillel Ra Maisa v'Nizkar Halacha, he saw it and he said, that's exactly what Shmaya Naftalian told me. Kach mekublani mepi Shmaya. Why is it not me'ilah? You're not allowed to use kachim. If it's already carbon pesach, how can you put a knife on it? Says the Gemara, Hillel is of the opinion that you have to be careful. You don't make your sheep a carbon pesach until you get to the door of the Azara. And therefore, up until that point, it's okay. But how could you make a carbon pesach on Shabbos? The halacha is, even on Yom Tov, you can't make kachim, you can't make charamim and erechin, certainly not on Shabbos. And the answer is, something that is specific for that day, like a carbon pesach is today, carbon chagiga is on Yom Tov, that you could be magdish on Shabbos. What about the Isser of Mechamer? Mechamer is the Isser to have your animal carry something for you in Rishus HaRabim. The answer is, since this is Kila'achar Yad, it's a different way. Nobody uses a sheep to carry things. It's not a donkey, it's not a mule. Therefore, that itself was the question that Bnei Beseira had for Hillel. Since it's Kila'achar Yad, and it's only a Shvus, it's only a Siddur Rabbanon, and you're trying to accomplish a mitzvah, is that okay? And Hillel forgot, and that's what they saw, that it's okay. Says Rav, a person who has a Torah, a Chachma, and he boasts, he's using Gaiva, he's going to lose his Torah, and if he's a Navi, he's going to lose his Nevius. You see from Hillel that he lost his Chachma by boasting, by saying that they were Atzlanim. A Navi, you see from Dvaira. Dvaira boasted, and she said, up until I was in charge, Klai Yisrael had to live behind walled cities. They were scared of the enemy. Now look what I did. Now you can live out in the open, and it says, Uri, Dvaira, she lost her Nevius. Rish Lakish says, if a person has kas, he's upset, he has anger, he shows anger, he'll lose his chachma, and if he's a navi, he'll lose his navios. You see, by Moshe Rabbeinu, by Yiktzoif, he got angry, immediately he forgot, and Elazar had to say over from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And if you're a navi, we see by Elisha, Yehoram HaRasha was upset at Moav that they didn't pay their taxes, so he got Edom and he got the king from Yehuda, Yehoshaphat, to go to war with Moav. And then they got stuck without water. They thought they were going to die. So they said, let's enlist a Navi. Who's a Navi? They brought Elisha. And Elisha says, you're calling me now? You're Oved Avodah Zarah. Go to Avodah Zarah. He was angry. And the Torah tells us, Chuli Minagen. He lost his nevuah and he said, go bring me someone that can sing. Maybe he'll figure it out. Says the Gemara, a person who gets angry, even if he's supposed to be a gadol, he's supposed to be the king of Klal Yisrael, he'll lose it. An amazing story where Eliav, the brother of David HaMelech, was supposed to be the king, as the Torah says, Ki ma'astiu, I despise him now because he got angry and he was supposed to be the king. Without him being angry, David HaMelech would have never been the king. Amazing story. Just like a carbon Pesach, you're allowed to bring it when Klal Yisrael is betuma, roiv tuma, or all the kohanim are tamei. So too we learn from that the carbon tamid can be brought betuma. Have a wonderful day.